Yeah, we can start now. So good afternoon to everyone. So today our main focus in this webinar is on last 5 weeks preparation plan for the grammar school exam. As everybody is aware that exams will start very shortly. Most of the exams are taking place in the first week of September. Few of them are planned on the second and the third week of September. In this exam time period, we get a lot of queries from the parents, and there are many questions about what exactly to do in the last 5 weeks. When the kids are at home, the schools are also having holiday, what could be the preparation plan? And here we are. So in today's webinar, myself, Preeti, I'm looking into the maths and non-verbal reasoning parts of 11 plus exam, and my colleague Louise, she is dealing with 11 plus English and 11 plus exam verbal reasoning parts of the subject. So in today's webinar, the way we have arranged the webinar is we will go through the PowerPoint presentation, and then the parents can ask their questions or their queries onto our Zoom chat. Once the presentation is over, then we are going through all the questions and answers session. Whatever the questions we are getting it on the Zoom, we are going to address all of those questions. I would give now this part of the webinar session, which is the beginning, to Louis. Louis, you can take over, and then I will talk through the 11 plus math side of this exam. Here you go. Thank you.
Thank you, Preeti, and good morning or good afternoon, everyone. I'll just switch over to my screen. Yeah. So yes, as Preeti said, my name's Lois, and I am an English 11 plus tutor. So I've got lots of experience working with lots of students over the years, and I'm going to sort of cover some of the key aspects of the English sort of boards and different styles of questions today. But if there are any English related queries, please do ask in the chat and I'll answer those at the end. So today we're going to be talking about a few key things. First of all, just recapping what is the 11 plus exam, what are the core subjects, assessing readiness for the 11 plus exam at this sort of 5-week point, thinking about some of the common mistakes to avoid in these last 5 weeks, and then we're going to go through the planner that you can use to make these last little time as effective and focused as possible. So, as I'm sure you all know, the 11 plus exam is used by both grammar and independent schools. Some of you may be just going for grammar, some of you may be just going for independent. They do have different dates. For the grammar schools, the exam is in September, and for independent schools, it's not until January. So if you are going for a grammar school, then there's just these 5 weeks remaining. So it's really important to be planning everything you're doing and having a sense of structure to the sort of preparation you're doing in the last few weeks. So all of the 11 plus tests will include all or some of English, maths, verbal reasoning, and non-verbal reasoning. We are going to focus primarily on English and maths today. Now, just a quick note, sometimes the different schools will vary what they test. So it's worth checking fairly close to the exam which exam board and which subjects they're going to be testing. We always stress that this is not the sort of primary thing to focus on, because these are first of all subject to change. So there are some schools that will change their exam board sort of halfway through the year. So just be aware of like keeping up to date with what the latest information is for the school that you are going for. Also, of course, the most important thing is to make sure that you have a really solid grasp of the core skills, rather than putting all your focus on knowing exactly what each exam board will contain. So just make sure that you're having a general approach, and then in these last few weeks, you can kind of start to tailor it a little bit more specifically towards your specific board. But that is not the most important thing to be preparing for. So always check your school's website regularly to make sure you know which board it will be, but don't put all your eggs in that basket. So I'm going to talk a little bit now about English. For each of these, I'll show you like an example paper that we have. So you've got an idea of some of the similarities between the papers, but also how they're laid out so you can be ready for whatever your child is going to be taking. For English, and Bruti will explain this also similarly for maths, there are three main boards. We no longer really talk about CEM because it's not used anymore. So these are now the three main ones that are currently used. So you have GL, Granada Learning, you have SET, the Selective Eligibility Test, and then CSSE, Consortium of Selective Schools in Essex. And as you can see from the table here, there is some variation in how the papers are laid out, but you can see that there are largely very similar skills, right? They all have a comprehension section. Some of them have some variation on spelling, punctuation, reasoning, that kind of thing. So the skills, the core skills are going to be the same for all three of these papers. Now, just note that GL is multiple choice. SET is also multiple choice, but a slightly different style. For GL, it's always one single option to choose, one right answer. SET is a little bit different. It involves some questions that will have more than one correct answer. So their marking style is a little bit more complex, but as long as you have that awareness before the test, your child should know that they can select more than one option. It's not going to affect the skills that they have. Still the same skills. And then finally, CSSE is a bit different in the way that you actually answer it. It is not multiple choice throughout. It's more of a range. There are some descriptive answers where you have to write full sentences and you have to provide quotes from the text or write down keywords from the text, as well as some tick the box answers as well. So a little bit more varied. It's not the same style for each question. So that's just a brief overview. I'll quickly talk you through a couple of examples, or an example for each paper, so you can see kind of how these things look in practice. So I'll just switch over to my other slide. Okay, so this is a GL sample paper. This is the one, it wasn't on the slide, but this is definitely the most common. So it's most likely that your child will probably be taking a GL paper if their school chooses it. So as I said before, this paper is comprised of a variety of sections. It starts off with reading comprehension, followed by spelling exercises, and then capital letters and punctuation exercise, and a grammar exercise at the end where the child has to select the best group of words to complete the sentence accurately. So it's fairly, it's fairly lengthy, but it does have those exact sections. It's very similarly structured each time, and students can always, will always rely on the fact that it will always be 5 options, 1 option to select, and it will always be a very similar structure, with a range of different comprehension questions, talking about vocabulary, selecting information from the text, knowing what word types are being used, explaining literary devices, inference. There'll be a wide range of comprehension skills that are going to be used there. For SET, a little bit different. SET has, again, 4 sections, but it starts off with spelling. So you have a spelling exercises section at the beginning, which is just, similarly multiple choice, identifying the correct word or the incorrectly spelt word. So that is the spelling section for SET. This is followed by, unlike the other 2 exam boards, this is followed by 2 comprehension texts. So you'll have section B, which is a longer passage from usually like a slightly older passage, like something from roughly the, I guess, 20th century or 19th century. And there is a selection of multiple choice questions, just focusing on text A. And as you can see, there is a bit more, there's a bit more to choose from. So here it says select 2 phrases. Some of them are single answers for SET. Some of them are select all. So, that's something that your child will need to be aware of if they are taking SET. There is a little bit more variation in what you actually select. This is the longest section. It's followed by a shorter comprehension text, which is usually like almost half the length of the first one. It will be on a similar theme to text A. This is followed by some short comprehension section just on text B. And then this is something which is unique to SET. There is a comparison section. So if your child is taking SET, they need to be practicing comparing texts. So this is something you can do very easily. You can do it quite randomly, select, 2 random texts and get them to identify all the similarities between them, look for similar characters, for differences. So just if you are taking SET, try and bring comparison into your preparation as well. And finally, CSSE is a very sort of recognizable style. It starts with a short passage to read, usually a couple of pages. Then it's a range of different questions. Some, as I said before, are sort of a multiple choice. Others involve more written answers. So if your child is going to be taking CSSE, they must know that that's what's going to be required of them. They will be needing to use longer written answers, using their own words, writing in full sentences. That's really essential for CSSE. So yeah, and then that is finally followed by a short reasoning section, which is essentially a sort of kind of like verbal reasoning where you have to identify the missing letter and complete the words and things like that. So it's only short, it's only 5 questions at the end. But that is hopefully a thorough enough explanation of what those 3 papers look like. So I'll just switch back. And if there is anything that I haven't specified, please do ask, and I will be happy to answer that in the question and answer section. But I think with that, I'm going to pass back over to Preeti to talk you through maths and the rest of the presentation. So back to you, Preeti.
Wonderful, Louise. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. And yes, I will take over for maths now. So exactly what Louise had said, we will go through the exam pattern, what are different types of boards, so on and so on. So let's get started. So here we are, 11 plus exam boards for the maths. Again, these exam boards are not different than English. So the first exam board, which is GL, as you can see, the question types are multiple choice questions with one correct option, and then the duration is 50 minutes. I will walk you through the papers step by step. Let's get finished with the 4 types of the exam format, and then we will go to the paper each. So the second exam board is this SET, which is the selective eligibility test. Again, the question and answer format is MCQ. The duration is 50 minutes. The next one is the CSSE, which is the Consortium of Selective Schools in Essex. It is again subjective type. I will walk you through the paper of the CSSE, and the time duration is 60 minutes. Now we will open all these 3 papers. The exam board which has not listed in this list, and one of that is CEM, but most of the schools, they have stopped the CEM pattern, and hence it is not included. But by any chance, if any of the student is having a CEM exam pattern, they can message us and we can give a bit of guidance on that as well. So let's get started with the GL style of paper. And as you can see, we have our own copyrighted PiAcademy GL style paper. You can see there are 50 minutes for 50 questions, and all the questions are multiple choice with 1 mark each. Moving on to the paper, you can see there are a lot of symbols given sometimes on the paper. Ask your child or make a habit to your child looking at all these symbols and try to understand the meaning of each symbol. As you can see here, go to the next page, do not turn the page, and stop working and await for the further instructions. So all these symbols, you may or you may not see it on the paper, but in case if you see it, there is no need to get confused. So make your child habituated to read the instructions given on the cover page. So the first page is really very important to understand the number of questions and the timings given for those questions. Moving on, the paper is pretty simple in terms of look and feel, and as well as the format of the paper. You can see there are 5 multiple choices, A, B, C, D, and E. When the child is solving the paper in the exam, they might give a child a rough paper where the child can do all the workouts step by step before the child is arriving to the right answer. Make a habit of doing the workout on the paper, so all the silly mistakes will be avoided. There might be occasions where the child is supplied with the separate answer sheet on which there is A, B, C, D, E option written, and there are two ways that child can mark the answer. A, the child can cross through the line through the answer, or the child can shade the box of the answer. So it all depends upon the school, and it all depends upon what exact type of answer sheet is provided during the exam. So just make sure your child knows all these things, all these facts before the child is appearing for the exam. The paper just flows on its own with all 5 multiple choices, short questions, but GL patterns sometimes are quite tricky because the phrasing of the question, as you can see, there are lots and lots of word problems here. So while you are preparing your kids for the exam, make sure your child is understanding the meaning of the question. The child is highlighting the keywords of the question before they even start doing the workout. So the SET paper format is also the same. So we talk about GL, now we can talk about SET. It's exactly the same. The timing instructions, everything is given on the front page of the paper. And if you look at the questions, they are also the same. I mean to say the exam format, which is a multiple choice question, it's same. So I will not spend much time on that, but this is how the paper will look like pretty much. Moving on, the next paper pattern is CSSE. Now CSSE is quite different than what we have just now seen. In CSSE, there is a proper workout space given to the child so that the child can write the answers. Again, the front page of the paper is same. Just try to make sure that your child is reading all the instructions given on the front page. I'm not repeating that again and again. That's why I skipped those type of instructions. When coming to the exam format or the paper format, you can see there is a workout space given. Here, I would like to share one tip. As you can see, the space provided underneath of each question is quite short space, a quite small space. So make sure that your child is having a legible handwriting. The child is writing not in a very, very big font, but in the smaller font, so that the entire workout will look nice and clean in the given space provided. And then on the right hand side, you can see there is a proper boxes given for writing the answer. So that is the place where the child is supposed to write the answer. So this is all about the CSSE. Now we will move on to the next part of our presentation. Yeah. So here we go. How can I? So this is a very common question we get just before the exam. And the question is, how can I assess my child's current ability? See, there are 2 ways where you can use our resources to assess your child's ability. One is you can give any sample paper which is on our website, and you can mark your child's paper by yourself. So it's a kind of a DIY. And then the second thing which we can do it for you is we can assess your child, and then after the assessment, we can share with you a detailed assessment report. So if I walk you through the detailed assessment report, what it includes and how we do the assessment, because it is very essential for a parent at this point of time, when only 5 weeks are remaining, you need to definitely know what are the weak areas of my child. Because assuming the schools are closed and the vacation is just started, you can highly utilize these 5 weeks such that all the weak areas or wherever your child is losing the mark, that can be addressed properly. The child is having certain good areas and you're focusing on that, it will not help you out. And hence identifying the gaps is really very important. And that's why we do the assessment as a tutor, because we have experience of more than 10 years in 11 plus exam. We assess your child and we create a report, and how that report looks like is in front of the screen. So you can see we write down very clearly the assessment level, which is medium, assessment administrator, what is the name, who did the assessment, how much was the score, and what is the exact percentage of the score. Now, the way we have structured this report is, it's a very thoughtful way. As you can see, there is a question number, there is a name of the topic on which the question was based, what was the marks given to each question, and how much mark your child has achieved. So we document everything while we are assessing the child. And at the end, you can see clearly what these color codings meanings are. You can see the cyan highlight is partially wrong, and the brown one, which is completely wrong. And this is how we do the lot of color coding to understand where the child has lost the mark. The most important thing and the beauty of this report is a feedback. In the feedback, we clearly specify the topic. We also specify the mistake made by the student and how that mistake can be improved. So all these things are given to you in form of a PDF, which obviously a normal parent cannot able to do it. But this is what the professional gap analysis comes in picture, and these assessments help many parents in the past, especially in this time of the year. Moving on, so this report will include the feedback. This report will also include the lot of recommendations based on where the child has lost the mark. So we will let you know what could be the papers your child can use it, or we can also give you a suggested tutoring plan based on the assessment report. Moving on to the another part, which is English assessment report, which most of the time, all our English tutors, they document the entire assessment exactly in the same format like I mentioned in the maths side of the assessment. We do have the type of the question, what was the marks given, how much the child has scored, what is the tutor comment on every question, what tutor comment is, and what is a model answer. And again, the report flows like giving the concise feedback, giving the concise recommendations, and what could be the preferred, what could be the recommended one-to-one tutoring plan. The same applies to the creative writing. Most of the students, they lose the mark in the creative writing purely because their writing, it does not have a structure. So what is the structure? Basically, in creative writing, the child gets the marks awarded on the basis of a concise plan demonstrated by the child, followed with all type of checklists. Say, for example, spelling, punctuation, grammar, literary devices, use of the literary devices. So if the child is following that checklist, then there is a highest probability that the child can get the good marks in the creative writing. So when we are assessing, we give each point to all of these things. For example, planning in detail, using figurative language, then specific, scroll up, Vishal, a bit. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, planning, figurative language, specific creative writing techniques, synonyms, then the temporal and the focal shift, sentence types, punctuations, whether the child has used high level of or not. So we document all these minor, they are not minor, they are the major aspects of the creative writing in the report. And then we will also give you what could be the recommended plan. Say, for example, your child is not doing really great in the creative writing. In that case, what type of creative writing papers which you can use it from our website, or what type of videos you can use it to master all these weak areas. So this helped many parents in the past, because this is the right time of the year when you have 5 to 6 weeks in hand. And if you know exactly where the children are, where your child is not getting the marks, it will help you out to plan the child's 5 weeks vacation properly, focusing on the weak areas. Okay, so moving on to the next part of our presentation. These are the mistakes which I would like to highlight in this webinar, because that might help many of the parents. So try not to repeat those mistakes. We learn these mistakes which parents are making through our 10 plus years of experience. So the major mistake is they do not have a proper plan. And that's where our expert knowledge and the planning and the strategy comes in picture. The second mistake is not giving enough time and importance to the high mark topic. Most of the parents, they do not have a proper topic list. What are the topics going to ask in the exam? I will give you this point with a proper evidence, like how parents, they make the mistake. Vishal, if you can open our topic wise list. I can show that what are the topics are neglected by the parents, when they are preparing for the 11 plus exam. So on our website, you can see we have a very concise topic list, and we have solved more than 200 papers on our website, and every question is tagged as per the topic wise. So you can see on the right hand side, we have like more than 10,000 topics on this platform, on our platform. And these are segregated as the topics as well as the subtopics. So you can see number is a topic, but within the number, there are like more than 20 subtopics. For example, reading and writing number, addition, subtraction, multiplication, so on and so on. Now, when it comes to the difficult topic, because that was my second bullet point where parents are making the mistakes. When I'm saying the difficult topic, it means the topics which are related with algebra or which are related with the geometry. You can see all those topics in the same section here under the algebra. So you can see we have 922 questions on the algebra. And the beauty of this is all these questions, they are coming from our past papers. These are not the questions which are created by PiAcademy. These are the questions coming from the past papers. We are tagging each and every question to the best of our knowledge, and you can see algebraic equation, BIDMAS, function machine, simultaneous equation. These are the topics which are not these topics. These are the topics which parents, they never consider in preparing for 11 plus exam. Most of the parents, they come on our chat and they are sending us the email, and they become very anxious when they see this topic, and they keep asking the questions, are these real topics which can be in the 11 plus exam? And yes, the answer is yes, because these, as I said, these topics, these are not derived by PiAcademy. These are the topics coming from the past papers. So there is no way that these topics will never be asked in the 11 plus exam. These are the topics which parents, they never do it with their child, and that's when the major problem starts coming up. And that is the biggest mistakes parents are making. As you can also see, we have a very big topic which is called as the number patterns and the sequences, which has got like 303 questions. Not just parents, but there are so many tutors who are not aware about all these topics which are coming in the 11 plus exam. So this is the major mistake parents are making. I would strongly advise at this point of time, you must practice each and every topic, because that will increase your child's confidence. You can also see we are giving the timeline in how much time your child can solve the question. You can see solve in 3 minutes. So every question is associated with the tags. As you can see, this question belongs to numbers, simultaneous equation, and algebra dependent problem. We expect the child to solve this question in 3 minutes. So try to focus on the difficult topics which you have not touched so far, but they are the part of the 11 plus exam syllabus. So let me go back to my slide and we can move on to the next point. So we talk about not giving enough time and importance to high mark topic. I think I have clarified that. Not taking regular assessment to track the progress of the child. I think I have already addressed that the assessment is a crucial part for your child at this point. Do the assessment and always do the third party assessment. So let's say if you are taking your child to tutor A, don't ask tutor A to do the assessment, ask tutor B to do the assessment, because that tutor will have his or her unbiased opinion on your child's progress. Moving to the next part, solving papers too early on without considering the difficulty level of the paper. Yeah, this is a major problem. Most of the parents, they start giving the difficult level of the paper to their children, and then the kids, they are scoring very less mark. The parent becomes frustrated and anxious. So make sure that you are putting a right difficulty level paper for your child to begin with. Always start with the low, medium, and high. As I have showed you the topic-wise list, I will also like to show you our planner, which you can easily utilize and ensure that you are following this planner and giving your child low, medium, and high difficulty level, gradually increasing the difficulty level. So here we go. And on 11 plus papers, you can see 11 plus maths papers. And on here, we have a planner. Yeah, so you can download this planner, which is absolutely free. You don't need to worry about it. And we have tagged each paper with a paper level of difficulty. As you can see in the E column, we have a difficulty level. You can definitely follow this planner. Renuka, if you are here in the call, please send the link of this planner to our parents, including the topic wise, because this will be an extremely useful resource for them at this point of time. Yeah, so you can see the paper difficulty level is there, and you should always start from easy, going to the medium, and then moving on to the harder one. So this is all about the giving a proper difficulty level to the child, level of the paper to the child. Lack of structured tutoring with quality resources. This is really again a big issue. Most of the parents, they are under impression that I'm sending my child to the local tutoring center and they are taking care of everything. Honestly speaking, when we are doing the assessments of hundreds of kids, the child do not score even 30 to 40% of the mark in our normal 11 plus exam paper, which is like a medium difficulty paper. The reason being that is parents are sending the children to the tutoring center, but it is also equally important that whoever is the tutor, do they have at least 5+ years of 11 plus exam experience, teaching exam experience. And secondly, are they aware about a thorough syllabus of 11 plus exam? As just now I have showed you, the topics. There are like more than 75 topics. Is tutor aware about those topics? And if so, is tutor giving a structured way of tutoring? So what does that mean is, when we say it is a structured tutoring, it means the tutor is capturing the concept. The tutor is giving a sufficient practice on the concept to the child. And then thirdly, the tutor is also assigning the homework, which is based on the concept and the practice the child has done in the class, so that the child gets a lot of confidence in addressing those questions and the answers. So this is called as a structured tutoring. In structured tutoring, it should always begin with the concept, learn, practice, and revise. So make sure that whoever is your child's tutor, they are aware about the 11 plus exam syllabus and they are following the structured approach. Solving too many papers instead of reflecting on the previous mistake. So here, most of the parents, they focus on the quantity. So they become very proud if the child is solving 6 papers in a day. But the question is, when the child is solving 6 papers in a day, say for example, are you taking time off to check each and every question, recording all the wrong questions on the paper and going through those wrong questions frequently over the time, and giving your child the similar kind of examples on where they made the mistake? So you need to close the loop. It should not be just doing the paper. You are also going through all the wrong questions. You are giving extremely good practice on those wrong questions. And first of all, why those questions went wrong. You need to do a good analysis, whether that was a conceptual mistake or was that a silly mistake. So once you figure it out, all those aspects, then make sure that you are giving a child the sufficient amount of practice on the topics where they made mistake, and revise those topics over after every 2-3 days. Redo those questions so that that topic will not get forgotten by your child. Lastly, attempting too many mocks rather than building on the weak areas. I have seen parents, they are taking at least 3 to 4 mocks in a week, which is not going to help your child, because again, more than the quantity, you need to ensure that you are attempting the quality mocks, and you ask the mock exam provider to give you the report where they are highlighting all the mistakes happening in the mock exam. So you have to redo those mistakes with your child and then attempt the next mock exam. I would suggest 2 or 3 mock exams are more than sufficient to go before your 11 plus exam. So that is my personal recommendation. Okay, moving on to finally, the entire objective of the webinar is to give you a full strategic planning for the last 5 weeks. So we are going to send you this planner. This planner is very self-explanatory. As you can see, we segregated this planner in the 3 parts, and you can see there are 3 tabs on this spreadsheet. So topic-wise, skill-based practice, 11 plus exam, practice papers and the mock, and third one is the additional resources which you can use. I will walk you through very quickly how this planner is arranged and how can that be helpful to all of you. So here we go, topic wise and skill based practice. As you can see, we have documented the subject and we have also documented all the weeks. We segregated this planner in 5 types. So maths, English comprehension, English vocabulary, SPAT, English creative writing, and finally the 11 plus exam revision and practice. I would strongly recommend you, to get this 11 plus exam revision and practice, because it includes literally everything what comes in the 11 plus exam. It's all present here. I will open very quickly the link for you, so you guys will get an idea where you can find that planner. But that is really helpful resource at this point of time, because we have limited time and these are the resources which you can use. Here you go, 11 plus paper, and at the end you can see 11 plus revision and practice. So that is the guide. And parents, so this is the revision guide. This is all documented into our planner. You take your time to go through the planner. We do have also the papers included in the planner. I will show you where are the papers. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, here all the papers are mentioned along with the links, what papers you can start with week 1, week 2, week 3, and likewise. And we also have the additional resources. I would like to show a couple of more interesting things in today's webinar apart from this planner, because this planner we are going to send it to you anyway on your email. If our support team is there, please drop a link to this planner to all our parents so they can also see that this planner right away now. And yeah, so the most important part of the today's webinar is to give you or equip you with the planner, which we are doing, and we are sending out to you. Apart from that, I will show you a very important feature which we just launched on our website. Under the pricing, you can see exam monthly subscription. So this is a beautiful feature which we just released 6 to 7 days ago. And in here, we are giving access to the entire 11 plus exam resources, which is a monthly access. So you can keep it for a couple of months till the exam is there. And then if you think that you don't need it, you can cancel the subscription. So we just released literally a week ago, because many parents, they requested us, to give access to each and every 11 plus exam resource as a monthly subscription. So we kept this open for this month and the month after. You can definitely take an advantage of this monthly subscription, and you can keep it as however long duration you want. And most importantly, we are offering 30% discount on this monthly subscription. We will give you the coupon code. Whoever are attendees of the today's webinar, we will send you a coupon code, which is a 30% off. So you can keep this monthly subscription plan for a couple of months till the exam is there, till your child's exam is there. And what this plan includes is literally each and everything which is available on our website under the 11 plus papers. I'm again repeating, it's only for 11 plus. So don't get confused with 13 plus, pre-test, year 1 or 6. The access is for 11 plus exam. Each and every resource is included. I showed you the topic wise. I showed you the past papers. I have also shown you the revision guide. I would strongly suggest, instead of subscribing individually to each of the subscription, I would suggest you to go for the monthly subscription. So this is an amazing feature which we just released, which you can definitely use it. And the second thing is, we have lots and lots of summer courses which are on our website. I will show you where they are. So under 11 plus courses, you will see all our summer courses which are live. Vishal, can you open the 11 plus courses? So on the top, you can see 11 plus courses. Here, all the courses are listed. They are starting literally from 31st of July, and they are again discounted for this period of time. And today, on the same price, you will be getting 30% off again, because it's a site-wide 30% off discount. So you can book as many as courses you want. And these are our always every year's bestseller. So these are the two things which you can use it under 30% off, and you can take an advantage of that. So this is pretty much all about the exam preparation, boards, etc., etc. And now I'm going to start the questions which are coming through all of our parents. I will start with the first question, which is coming from Amit. Hi, my son has appeared for mock test across certain grammar school. We have found mock test have two different contents, two comprehension, one comprehension poem. Okay. However, GL papers we practice at home is what you have shown during the call. What are the mock test content of the schools different, and is this true reflection of the real test? Yeah, it is a true reflection of the real test, 100%, because when we are composing the mock test, our tutors, they are highly experienced and examiners for 11 plus exam. I will show you where you can find the mock test. And yes, these tests are different than the normal GL papers, for sure. So here we go. If you go to our website, under mocks, you see here, under the mock exams, yes, under the mock exams, all the mocks are specified here. Each mock is 59 pounds. That's why, we have released a monthly subscription plan. You take advantage of the full monthly subscription plan, because all these mock exams are included within that package. In fact, everything is included within that package. I will give you the link of the mock exam in case if you want to only subscribe for the mock exams, you can do that as well. Okay, there is another question from Kashinath. Hi, is the Tiffin Girls exam closer to SET or GL? I think yes, first round is definitely closer to the multiple choice. But best thing is you should check the official website of the Saturn and make sure that you are aligned to their exam pattern. There is a question from Rupa. There is also a continuous writing section in CSSE paper. Yes, absolutely. And it is a bit tricky. I think Luis will give you few tips how they can use our creative writing materials and the CSSE papers. Yes, Luis, on to you.
Thanks. Yes, you're totally right. There is a continuous writing section in CSSE, unlike the other two papers. The thing to remember with the continuous writing for CSSE is that it's two short tasks. They usually say something like using 6 or 7 sentences, or they say something like I think it's like a minimum of 6 or 7 sentences. So they're not long tasks, but there are 2 of them, and they are typically different styles. So there'd usually be something like describe your favorite memory, or there's ones where you have to write about instructions, or you have to write a short story, or you have to write a description of a picture. So we've got lots of writing resources that we can help with this. So maybe we can have a look at a couple of the some of our creative writing resources, where we've got the different tasks that we can, yeah, perfect, that's the one. So this would be a great way to practice that, because each time for CSSE, it'll be two quite different tasks. So you need to know how to describe, you need to know how to tell a story, you need to know how to explain your opinion on something. I don't think that CSSE often do letters because they're quite short, but letters do come up in often second stages of other, of the independent tests. So this is a great place to start. So you've got, as you can see, persuasive writing, descriptive creative writing. Sometimes they give you a line to start. And what we have on our creative writing sources is you have a model answer. And maybe we can look at a quick example of just any of these. I guess the first one, yeah, that's great. You can see the kind of thing. Just keep in mind, of course, that these are general for any exam board. So for CSSE, it is a little shorter. What we do is we give you a little bit of a hint of things to think about. We give you an example plan so that students can, they know the kind of thing they should be doing before they start writing, where we talk about beginning, middle, and end. And then you have a model answer as well to look through, so you can see an example of the kind of thing you can be writing. But I just want to stress for CSSE that you really don't have very much space. It's only 15 minutes for two short tasks. So these are a little bit longer, but you'll still see the quality of writing is going to be useful for you. So I hope that gives enough of an answer there.
Perfect, Miss. Yeah, that's very helpful. And again, I'm coming to my first point, all these packages, they are included in our monthly subscription plan. So rather than subscribing it individually, I would suggest you to go for the monthly subscription plan, where you will get access to each and everything which is related with 11+ papers. Okay, moving on to the next question. Yeah, there is a question from Nanda Ray Datta. Any advice on the board style or best practice paper for some of the London independent who set their own 11+ exam, Hampton and Latimer? Yeah, sure. So you can see on my website under 11+ paper, I have actually showed you those papers. So we do have 11+ maths past papers and 11+ English past papers. These are amazing resources. We are using it since more than 10 years, and we have a more than 95% of the success rate. So you can close your eyes and start using these resources. These are really helpful. We will give you the links on our chat so you can access them. There is a question from Kashinath. Is there a good list of which schools use which board? Very interesting question. And yes, there is a list which we are deploying it on our website very shortly. So we are going to give you a concise table and the web link where every school with every exam pattern will be displayed. So nothing to worry about. Give us a week's time and we will be with you. There is a question from Saad. Is there a cost for the assessment report? Yes, absolutely. We charge £90 for maths assessment and £90 for English assessment. There is a link given already by my team. You can check all the costings is in there. We have used PiAcademy before. Topics are great and has organized structure. For us, difficulty is how to take question, analyze and solve correctly. Any advice on this? For us, difficulty is how to take a question, analyze and okay, understood. So yeah, I will open the topic wise for you and I will give you one example like how you can go about it. And this will be very important question. I think most of the parents are struggling with the similar questions. So let's have a look. Let's open one of the topic. Yeah. So okay, so let's see. This is the question which is on our topic wise list. All the solutions are provided in the detailed answer, so you can check that. Now you are saying that for us difficulty is how to take a question. So you can take this question with your child. You can select any topic wise from the right hand side. Select a question which you want to do it with your child. And the simple thing what you can do is you can ask your child the questions like what are the keywords you find it in this question which are important to write your answer. You can also start a stopwatch in order to make sure that the child is solving the question in a given time frame and the timing is given in the solve in 1 minute. And now the question is how to analyze it. So because we are providing with the detailed answer, you can check those minute steps are being done by your child or not to make a small analysis. And if you realize that the child is not doing those steps, then the best thing is to explain the child with all the details and give them the practice on the more and more questions. So that's a pretty much answer to your question from my end. Yeah, I think there is do you have similar planner for English? Yes, every subscription on our website is coming with the planner. So you can see for 11 plus English papers as well. On the first fold, you can see download the planner. So we will give you the link of this in the chat. Okay, there is a question from Rosemary. Any verbal reasoning papers? Yes, absolutely. We have literally each and everything which is required for 11 plus exam. So you just need to browse only exam papers and 11 plus papers. Under this tab, you will find everything. So there is a verbal reasoning papers as well. That's why I said the monthly subscription plan will help each and every parent attending this webinar, because we are giving access to each and every resource of the 11 plus exam. You don't need to find any book, any extra papers if you want to practice for 11 plus exam. We are doing this since last 10 to 11 years, and we have each and every resource available on our website. And it's a highly authenticated resource designed and developed by 11 plus exam experts, paper setters, examiners, everybody. So you can fully trust our website. CEM, yes, because as I said, very less schools are using CEM. It doesn't mean that we do not have a CEM. We do have a CEM, and I will show you where you can find the CEM. Under 11 plus papers, if you go to 11 plus practice papers, it's clearly written, it's a GL, CEM and ICB. On this web page, you will find the CEM papers. We are sending you the links on the Zoom chat. CEM Maths English paper and CEM in English paper. Please send the links to the parent on the chat, please. Yeah, are there any summer courses for these holidays? Absolutely, I have showed you earlier. So if you go on the top of the web page, you see 11 plus courses. It's a dedicated page where you will see all the courses here. Please browse through this link so that you will find each and every course. As I said, we are doing this since last 10 years now, and every course mentioned here is highly curated. We have taught maybe more than 10,000 students so far, and every course is coming with a structured tutoring, mock exams, as well as the homeworks. What is a discount code? So webinar 30 is the discount code. Please give a discount code in the chat as well. Webinar 30. It's very simple. Webinar 30. All caps. You can use this discount code to book any of the course today. It will waive off 30% straight away. Okay, so Amit, thanks, Riti. Okay, you are welcome. Can you please share the recording of this seminar to our email? Yes, after every webinar, we are sharing the recordings of the webinar along with the slides, along with the planners. So nothing to worry about that. Are your mock tough? Yes, of course they are tough, because if we want to replicate the real life mock exam format, then yes, they need to be tough. What video course are included in £99 monthly subscription, please? Yes, video courses, everything is included in £99 monthly subscription. You will get access to all the videos in £99 per month subscription. But there is a coupon code. Don't forget to apply the coupon code to waive off 30%. You will get discount. If you forget it, then it won't give you the discount. So make sure you are using the coupon code. Pre-recorded, yeah, we are giving you the link. What is the cancellation period, please? £99. After a month, you can cancel it. Minimum period is 1 month subscription. And yeah, if you subscribe for this month, the charge will be taken from your account right after you subscribe. And you cannot cancel, because all these are the digital product. If you want to cancel it for the next month, yes, you can do that. But this month will get charged. Is there any course which kids can be assigned a tutor and teach topics when kids lag or how to appear for the test? Is there any course where kids can be assigned a tutor and teach topics where kids lag? Or yes, we do one-to-one tutoring. We will send you all the details. Please connect me on the WhatsApp. What is your success rate for QV boys? So the QV boys overall success rate is between 2% to 5%. Yeah, everybody knows. So none of the tutoring company can claim that we have 95% of the success rate for QV boys, because that's my honest opinion. Yeah, if 100 kids are sitting for QV boys, the school only selects the 2 kids. So the success rate is 2 to 5%, no more than that. So our overall success rate is 95%, but it doesn't mean that the QV boys success rate is 95%. Yeah, QV boys themselves success rate is no more than 5%. So please make sure this is a real statistical data. Sorry, lately joined. Is there FSCE board style practice questions? Yeah, we are designing that. We don't have that immediately, but yes, we are on the process to design it. What is, I think we have addressed that question. I think, yeah, I have covered all of the questions. I wish you very, very good luck. As I said, please take an advantage of the coupon code webinar 30. And my strong recommendation is the monthly plan, where you will get access to literally everything. I wish all the best. Thank you, Luis. Thank you for joining today. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to come on our chat or connect us on the WhatsApp. We do have a YouTube channel as well, and you can subscribe to that, because on the YouTube channel, we are giving lots of free master classes and lots of webinars. Thank you. Have a lovely Sunday. Thank you, Luis. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.